What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. We still got the fundraiser going, or the donation raiser going for the funeral of Jocelyn Nungary, a 15-year-old girl out here in Houston that was brutally killed at the hands of two migrants from Venezuela that are currently in custody. And I'll be attending the funeral tomorrow. If anybody wants to make a donation, Cash App is right there, which I will be presenting this to the family tomorrow. And thank you so much to everybody that's contributed so far. Guys, I want you to look at this picture up here. This is the story we're talking about today. Look at this picture up here. What crime you think this couple is accused of? Soon as I seen it, I already knew. This is something dealing with children, either neglect, abuse, or something like that along the lines. And guess what? I was right. And guess what else? It was far beyond what I thought it was going to be. See, I'm going to tell you something. When people do like abusive stuff or things like that to kids, they always have this shameful look. They always look down. They had a lip poked out like a baby. And one of them always looked like one of the dudes that'd be caught on the thing to catch a predator. I want to introduce you to both of these people. The dude is Charles Edmonds of Claremont County, Ohio. Shout out Claremont County. This story has no reflection on y'all. And this person next to him is Matthew Edmondson. It's not a girl. It's a guy that looked like a girl. They're married. Partners. And these people right here, and I'm going to tell you, this is not good. Now, I just did that story about the white couple in West Virginia that had the black kids and was treating them like slaves and was acting it out, forcing them to work laborious tasks with no shoes on their feet and living in a hot chicken coop with animals in there. This story right here is very, very close to that. This is bad, man. Oppression is oppression. I want to show you something. These two people, you know what? Look at the video. You ain't going to believe it. Make sure you're sitting down.
Continuing our coverage on a child abuse case out of Claremont County, a Batavia Township couple was charged with multiple felony counts, accused of torturing their 5 adopted sons. One of the defendants made their first court appearance this morning. Brenda Ordonez has been following the story and is live with what happened during today's arraignment. Brenda.
Yeah, Megan, according to prosecutors, all 5 children under the care of Matthew and Charles Edmondson have high levels of special needs ranging from autism to Fragile X, a cognitive and behavioral syndrome. According to prosecutors in court today, they did confirm that the children were removed from the home in February and are now back in foster care. Now, they did detail some of the horrific incidents that happened in that home, and we want to warn you that some of the contents may be disturbing.
We have a great deal of evidence against them now, finally.
In 2022, Claremont County deputies began investigating Charles Edmondson for engaging in sexual relations with one of his adult adopted sons, who, according to court records, was deemed incompetent to care for himself. Charles was convicted in this case and is serving time behind bars. Prosecutors say through that investigation, they found more evidence of abuse toward other adopted children in the home.
These 5 little boys were constantly in the house naked, and they were held in this, basically, it's mostly, I would consider it a dungeon. It had a metal bunk bed. Sometimes there was no mattress. They didn't have blankets. If they had blankets, they weren't allowed to touch the blankets. They couldn't sit on the mattress. They were allowed to sit in their feces because they weren't allowed to leave the room for the bathroom.
Prosecutors say the children came to the Edmondson home as foster kids, but were later adopted by the couple. Prosecutors say this abuse was captured on Charles's cell phone.
The most disturbing video, most disturbing to all, was the one of all 5 boys, all these naked little tiny malnourished boys, because they would lose food all the time, huddled up like puppies on on the cold floor of this basement room.
Prosecutors say the children were in and out of the hospital for bruising, bleach burns, and potential internal bleeding. They say an excuse for these injuries were always given by Charles and his partner Matthew. The pair each now face 5 felony counts of child endangering.
After that discussion, we intend on entering a not guilty plea.
Matthew appeared in court on Wednesday where she was handed a $500,000 bond and a no contact order from the judge.
If she gets any access to them, they will stop talking, they will recant, and she will influence them greatly.
Prosecutors say the children are out of the home and in foster care, which prosecutors say have helped them talk about the nightmares at home.
But finally, what we do have is kids starting to talk because they're away from mom and dad.
Now, again, Matthew is scheduled to be back in court for her pretrial hearing on July 10th. Charles is currently serving a 3-year sentence at the Noble Correctional Institution in Caldwell. He is expected to be transported back here to Clermont County for his arraignment on these additional charges. Of course, we're going to continue to update this story and update you with the latest as we learn more. For now, outside of the Clermont County Common Pleas Court, I'm Brenner Donias, Fox 19 Now.
All right, guys, I got to read this article, and it has way more stuff than the news, than the video. You know, the media only has a short time slot to show you, and they try to compress all these details. But sometimes you got to read these articles. And this one reads as follows. Clermont County couple accused of treating 5 adopted sons worse than prisoners of war. Clermont County, Ohio. A Clermont County couple is accused of torturing and abusing their adopted sons. Mother, ain't that some shit, Matthew Edmondson and father Charles Edmondson face child endangerment charges. The 5 children are siblings and were born with many medical issues. The Edmondsons started as foster parents and then adopted the boys. Clermont County prosecutor Mark Tekulve said, the boys have been in and out of the hospital. The injuries included bruising, bleach burns, potential internal bleeding, and failure to thrive. Tekulve said the Edmondsons had explanations for their injuries. A detective was investigating Charles for grooming and then engaging in sexual relations with a different adopted son, who was an adult at the time, when he found videos of the boys being tortured, abused, and traumatized. Their treatment was said to be worse than that of prisoners of war. The videos of these undernourished and naked children huddled up in a locker room in the basement on the stone cold basement floor like a pile of puppies trying to stay together to keep warm are nothing short of gut-wrenching. These two are unfit to be parents, and I am grateful to those who work tirelessly to make sure they will not be, said Tekulve. If convicted, the Edmondsons can face up to 18 years in prison. Okay, guys, that's the story. And these 2 oxygen thieves need to be shown the flowers. You got one that's a stone cold perv and in jail, married to one that's playing pretend. Now, these people was married. Both men, one called mother and one called father. All right. If convicted, these people face 18 years in prison for what they did by dehumanizing other human beings and taking advantage of special need people in a most heinous way. They violated their civil rights and they violated their bodies. And that's all it is to it. Jail won't fix this. When somebody's a predator and stuff like that, you need to take them out of here, because there's no medication that can suppress the horniness and strange sexual urges for people that like children and all this other stuff. Remember that video I did where they targeted the kids because they were black? They adopted these kids. Well, the one guy adopted the kids and already knew he had funny leanings. and they came out. You touching adults. These kids, these children had to walk around naked all day. Got them on a stone cold floor. Said they didn't have no running water or anything where they were staying at. They were forced to sit in their own shit and piss and piss. Think about that. He going down there touching them. They already had disabilities. Said they had cognitive, which is brain disabilities. I guess balance and being able to do things like a normal human being without some type of neurological deficiency. They had something like that type of thing, and they also had behavioral syndromes where they couldn't control themselves. So they had tortured them, abused them, and traumatized them. Yeah, dicking your ass to do that to you. This dude running around here, I think, because Charles already locked up, Matthew, the trans woman or man or whatever it is, didn't stop him. That's why he locked up. You know what I mean? I think Charles was the one that had the money and all of this stuff, and he just had this dude. This dude just went along with it because he ain't had no say. This is craziness. It's amazing how human beings will take advantage of other human beings in the most hard to figure out ways where it's no conscience, only urge. These dudes right here need to be taken outside and hit with a sledgehammer right on the spot till their heart stop beating. It's no way, no matter what jail time you get them or anything, and 18 years ain't enough. So that show you the justice system is nothing but a smack in the face. These kids was violated, whether they was older or younger. A lot of them have cognitive issues and brain disabilities. They're not going to be able to figure that out. See, when people touch kids and stuff like that, a lot of times it turns the children a certain way, and they wind up over in time touching kids. This is a disease that are in people that's spreading, and it's keep going and going and going. You need to start getting these people out of here. This guy don't need to be smiling, don't need to be experiencing nothing, don't be able to touch yourself, let alone somebody else. This guy took advantage of handicapped people. The fuck is wrong with you? That's the thing. We shouldn't have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Always somebody wanting to study the strangeness of somebody else instead of putting them in the dirt where they belong. There are daisies all over the place. Even you go up they up there near the Midwest or up there in the springtime, flowers are all over. Put their face in it and blow hamburger helper out the back of their fucking head. Save taxpayer dollars. We could fix the homeless problem. Hell, we could take care of medical benefits. All these people need help. Mental illness. Stop throwing people in jail. For real. Either that or ship them to an island. Take their citizenship. You don't want to be here and you don't want to be in the harmonic balance of what America's supposed to be. Get the fuck out of here. Word born, man. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's a damn shame how somebody with sense supposedly will target somebody that is handicapped or at a supreme disability, not just in doing basic things, but just life, period. Man, people are evil, man, for real. Not all. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.